Alright, Travel Diaries Las Vegas. This is not a video that I'm looking forward to at all. I definitely went over budget here at the Bellagio. If you come into the Bellagio during the summer and you want to stay here and you want a newer remodeled room and you want to eat at some of the nicest restaurants here and you want to go to some of the lounges, you want to gamble a little bit, I'm going to talk about the resort fee, any hidden cost. I'm basically going to go over everything today, what it costs to stay at the Bellagio. And spoiler alert, it is really expensive. I'm just going to get right into it. I need to get out of here. I need to get on to the next hotel. Cafe Gelato. You did not see this in my video. This is one of my favorite places to go to in terms of grab-and-go quick food. Not just at the Bellagio, but like anywhere in Vegas for this type of place. They have gelatos, they have salads, they have sandwiches. I spent $77 there. I had a couple salads, I had a breakfast sandwich, and I had a salmon plate. So Cafe Gelato, one of my favorite places in all of Vegas, $77. Meal number one. This is where things started getting out of control. It's only night number one. I went to Mayfair Supper Club. I've never been to Mayfair Supper Club before. It's been on my radar forever. This place is beautiful. It's cool. It's unique. It's creative. The only problem is the curtains didn't match the drapes, so to speak. The menu was nothing like the aesthetics. Like I said, the aesthetics were outstanding. They were spectacular. The menu was really basic and boring, to be honest with you. Just like your bland, traditional steakhouse menu. I'd say the coolest thing was absolutely that Weigar caviar roll. I wanted more dishes like that, but that was really the only cool thing on the menu. I had some steak tartare, some tuna tartare, shrimp cocktails, blah, blah, blah. Out the door, $240 for a meal at Mayfair Supper Club. All right, day number two, I went to the pool. The Bellagio pools are beautiful. Pretty family-oriented, lots of kids, but still just a beautiful place to chill. They have Dole Whips out there. I love me a proper Dole Whip. It's one of my favorite drinks in all of Las Vegas. Nothing like having a Dole Whip in the summer by the pool. I had one with tequila, I had one with rum, and then I also had a Blue Hawaiian. For 3 drinks at the Bellagio pool, with tip, it's going to cost you $61. All right, night number two, the indulgence continues. I went to Prime here, and Prime is by Jean Georges. He's one of my favorite chefs in the entire world. His location over at Aria is my second-ranked steakhouse in all of Las Vegas, and people say that this one here is even better. The one here is definitely more elegant, it's more refined, it's more luxurious, but spoiler alert, I actually like the Aria location and my meal over there better. The meal here was pretty good. I had a couple good drinks, my favorite one being the Prime Car, and I had some appetizers as well, such as oysters and some beet carpaccio. I had to try the steak. You can't go to the Prime and not order a steak. I had a 16-ounce bone-in ribeye, just a standard 16-ounce bone-in ribeye. It wasn't like a Wagyu hybrid. It wasn't A5, just a standard ribeye, and it was $87. Is that what a steak is going for now at a high-end steakhouse in Las Vegas? $87? I feel soon that steaks are going to be $100 in Las Vegas. Anyway, subtotal was around $190. I added a tip. Out the door for a really great meal at Prime by Jean Georges, $230. I actually strolled by this place on the way to dinner and I want to check it out afterwards. I'm talking about Lily. I would say that Lily is definitely the coolest lounge here at the Bellagio. Now, the Bellagio does not have a lot of lounges nor a lot of nightlife, so Lily is pretty much going to be it if you want a place to go to after dinner. The coolest drink on the menu is their signature drink. It's the Little Piggy. It comes in like a piggy type of glassware. That was really cool. And then I also had a smoked old fashioned as well. For some reason, the smoked old fashioned did not make it to my receipt, so I just got a charge with the Little Piggy. That Little Piggy was $27. I ended up throwing out about $10 in a tip to show my appreciation. Out the door for 1.5 drinks, or really 2 drinks, at Lily by Bellagio, it was $37. All right, day number 3 is my recuperation day. After 3 big days at the Golden Nugget and 2 big days at the Bellagio, I just needed to rest. I went over to CVS and did a CVS run. I stocked up on Fiji waters. I got some Quest stuff just to snack on so I don't eat a lot during the day. And I got just some miscellaneous stuff like some eye drops as well. My CVS run, I try to do 1 CVS run per trip, $43.56. I have a dry cleaning charge. I needed to get 3 shirts done. I actually brought them from home. I'm unhappy with my dry cleaner locally, so I brought them out to the Bellagio to get dry cleaned. You can always trust the Bellagio to do your stuff right. 3 shirts cost me $35. So a $35 dry cleaning bill here at the Bellagio. Okay, night number 3. Remember, this is my low-key day and night. I just went to Petrossian, and Petrossian is a place I've walked by literally hundreds of times, and I've literally not gone in once. I feel kind of silly about it now because it could be my favorite place in the Bellagio. It's just the lobby bar. It's the piano lobby bar that's right next to the lobby and check-in. They had 2 really cool signature drinks. The first one is the Bellagio Martini. That Bellagio Martini comes out on a giant block of ice. It has some really cool stemless glassware, and it comes with an hors d'oeuvre. That thing is definitely awesome. It's going to set you back $32, and they only have a limited amount per day because they only have so many ice blocks. So if you want one, make sure you get there as early as possible. I had another one of their signature drinks as well. It's called a poof. It's basically a smoked Manhattan. I love any type of smoked drink. That was really good. And I did have a couple appetizers as well. My favorite one being the golden taco. I remember it having like gold leaf and caviar on it. Definitely the thing to order. It's the thing they're famous for at Petrossian. So I had 3 apps and 2 drinks out the door for a really low-key somewhat dinner and drink night at Petrossian. It was $143. All right, day number 4 was my biggest and baddest day at the Bellagio. I intended for that to happen. I just didn't know it was going to be to this magnitude. I started out at Sadelle's. Sadelle's is going to be like the breakfast lunch spot that is right next to the Garden Conservatory. I love the Garden Conservatory. It's one of my favorite attractions in all of Las Vegas, and in fact, I actually like it better than the fountains. So the fact I got to walk through there on the way to Sadelle's was great. Again, it's just like your Italian breakfast lunch spot. I just had 2 things. I had a classic egg sandwich. It was okay, a little small to be honest with you. And then I had a Bellini, which actually was just average at best. It was an okay spot. It's more aesthetically pleasing, I think, than the food. The food really isn't that good. But overall, for 1 breakfast sandwich and 1 Bellini, it's actually pretty expensive. It was $49. Okay, just a couple expenses left before I talk about what this room costs during the summer. You're definitely going to be interested in that. I did put $100 in a high-limit slot machine. I try to find the high-limit slot room at every one of these Vegas properties, and typically I put in $50 or $60, but this is the most heroic Vegas trip ever. 30 days in Las Vegas, 9 different hotels. I wanted to up the ante and the energy a little bit, so on this trip I'm putting in $100 in a slot machine. I kind of forgot where I was because the Bellagio high limit slot room is out of my league. They had machines that were $100 a pull, $500 a pull. So that's not happening. The area outside the high limit slot room is actually like a whole high limit area. I found a double diamond machine. You know I love those double diamond machines. And this was a double diamond variant. This was a double diamond pinball machine. I put in $100. This machine played with me a little bit. It was putting me up a little bit and then bringing me down, putting me up a little bit, bringing me down. Eventually, I ended up winning a bonus pinball game that put me up about 40 credits. I ended up cashing out 50 credits and netting $150. So I won $150, but this is only the expenses. So $100 on high limit slots. All right, so this is the one that definitely put me over budget. I was over budget already, and then this was just a punctuation point. Yeah, my dinner at Cirque. So I want to do something really big and grand for my last night. You really have 2 options in terms of dining here at the Bellagio for that ultra elite high end. You have Picasso and you have Cirque. I've been to both of them before, and I really was underwhelmed by both of them, but I wanted to go back to Cirque to give it a second chance. In my opinion, it's definitely the cooler place. It has better ambiance, and it's a little less stuffy. They have an 8-course dinner menu that is going to run you $388. That was unbelievable, by the way. I made a dedicated video on it. If you want to see the complete experience, which I highly recommend you do, make sure you check that out. The 8-course dinner actually ended up to be 10 courses, and then I threw on 4 drinks on top of that. The best drink is by far was the Le Agent Double, or Le Jaune Double, however you say it. This drink was served with caviar on top with ice. That was really cool. And then I had a couple other drinks as well, one being a Dorjoune, and then I had a decaffeinated espresso martini. This place is straight world class. It's one of the best dinners I've ever had in my entire life, and that includes all Michelin star restaurants. But you're going to pay for it. For one of the best dining experiences you're ever going to have, for an unforgettable meal with tip, for one guy, it is going to cost you $725. I do have some market items, just very quick. You know, I like to go in and grab some Fijis if I can't get to CVS. I also got some coconut waters. You know I love those. There's some beef jerky on here. I went to the market 4 times, and going to the market 4 times cost me $118. All right, let's talk about the room. What is the room going to cost you? I was here during the summer season, and I was here during the week, 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Let's talk about the room very quickly. On Monday, the rate was $209.15. Now remember, this is the cheapest room available. This is the Resort Premium King. This is a remodeled room. And again, that was $209.15. Tuesday night was the same, another $209.15. Wednesday, it upticked 20%, which is interesting from a Tuesday to a Wednesday, $260.15. And then on Thursday, it upticked again, almost another 20%, $294.15. So overall, just for the base cost of the room, 4 nights, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, $972.60. Now that's just the base room rate. You can't forget about those pesky taxes. Taxes for those 4 nights was $130.13. And then, of course, to add insult to injury, we have the resort fee, aka the extort fee. These just keep on getting higher and higher. I remember when it was a big deal to have a $40 resort fee. Now the resort fee is $45 per day. That's flat. And then there's tax on top of it. So the resort fee plus tax per day is $51.02. So $51.02 is what it is daily. Times that by 4. So for 4 days, the resort fee accumulates to $204.08. So grand total for the rooms, when we take the room, the base rate for the room, all the taxes and the resort fees, everything added up for 4 nights during the summer, during the weekday, it was $1,306.81. So around $1,300. And then when we divide that actual total by 4 to get the average true cost per night, it's pretty expensive, $326.70. So what does it cost to stay at the Bellagio and have some nice dinners, go to the pool, do some gambling, go to some lounges? You're going to go to CVS, maybe stock up on some daily items. What's it going to cost you? Now remember, I eat and drink for 2 people. So if you're coming with somebody else, like a significant other or a buddy or a friend, I think this is going to be a true cost for 2 people. What it cost me was way over budget. $3,166.10. $3,166. I don't remember what my Cosmopolitan bill was, but this is either my most expensive bill so far in Vegas or second most, but it's definitely in my top 2. The dinners are what definitely put me over budget. The $725 dinner at Les Cirque, the $240 dinner at Mayfair, the $230 dinner at Prime, and then my $143 light dinner, at Petrossian. So if I didn't do the fine dining, if I just kind of went economical in terms of my food, this bill would easily cut in half to around $1,500, even less. But nonetheless, you come to the Bellagio, you want to do it proper, you want to eat well, drink well, do a little bit of this and that. For 4 nights during the summer, during the week, it's going to cost you $3,100.